Oh, that's it. See, those things. I'm telling you, man. You try to raise a squirrel, bro. You got the wrong size in your heart. That thing is huge, man. That is a see. You got a picture of that thing was fully grown. And what do you think? What do you think the chances of that guy versus your puppy is going to be?
I mean, my dog's a fighter, dude. My dog is vicious. But he's also kind of a scaredy dog. So I think if Hendertucky Hank stepped to him in an aggressive manner and didn't just back off,
Yeah,
I think the dog would ultimately just run.
that's a huge marmot
It's a
varmint.
huge bitch.
Yeah, that thing is. I mean, how many pounds do you think that thing is fully grown? How many pounds do you think that's like almost
I'm
20?
gonna say 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20.
What's your dog? Like 11?
Uh, no, he's
Soaking
like
wet.
15. 15.
Oh, okay. He's bigger than I thought.
I give him a lot of peanut butter in the morning, so he's getting a little chunk to him.
Oh man.
We have our routine. I make a protein shake in the morning,
How old
and I
is
put peanut butter in there.
how old is Hank? How did you when you bought him? Because you didn't tell me where you bought him from. How do you know his birthday? Do you know when he was born? Do you have any of that information?
No,
No. Okay.
no, I got him on the dark web.
Okay.
You don't get any of that information when you start ordering pets
Here.
online.
Okay. We'll just keep that between the two of us. Well, okay. Well, I can't wait to see when he gets that big. That's a big varmint. Damn.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's probably 10, 15 pounds easy now. I mean, he's getting there.
Yeah. Who is Hank's that big already?
Hank.
Already?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because
Well, he wasn't a baby.
I thought he was.
I mean, he was young, but
Yeah.
he wasn't a baby.
Oh, okay. I thought when you got him, he was already a baby. So he's probably good. So maybe he is fully grown. So maybe that's it. Maybe that's all you got. But I guess we'll see.
We'll see.
Okay, dude. We're gonna try to see about the couch. Did you want to get on the couch, or did you want me to get on the couch? That's a quick question.
Well. So I want to ultimately, I think I'll end up on the couch.
Okay.
I want to tell you a couple of points about my weekend,
Okay.
and then from there we'll see who ends up on the couch. I
Fair
guess.
enough. Fair enough. All right.
So I told you, I'm pretty sure I told you, I was taking my dog to dog training classes.
Yes. Yes, you did.
And so I brought him home. We're trying to do his homework.
Okay.
I'm supposed to teach him leave it.
Yeah.
And so I take it, I take some food or a treat and I put it in front of him. I tell him leave it, and he's supposed to look the other way or not go for it. And if he goes for it, then I got to grab it and not let him get it.
How are your fingers?
And yeah, so day one, episode one, page one, I go to do the training. First try, it bites my finger,
Of course.
and it's cool. Like I only lost like the digit after the knuckle.
There you go.
It's fine. They just cut it right off. But yeah. So then we paused training, and I'm like, all right, we gotta figure out another way. This isn't. I'm not gonna be sitting here paying somebody money to tell me to have the dog bite me. Like this isn't gonna work. So the moral of that story, anyway, is that the dog bit me.
Okay.
So Friday, I'm working. I'm having a really good day at work.
Okay.
A large part of my job is sales. I sold a bunch of stuff. I get commission, so I'm happy.
There you go.
I'm
Feeling
like, this is gonna
good.
be great,
Yeah.
making some money. And at some point in the day, I'm not gonna say it was right when you called, but
Appreciate
it was in that general time frame.
Okay.
My partner wants to remind me in only the way that she can that I should go to the doctor to have them check out my finger, my dog bite.
Really?
And and get a tetanus shot while I'm there. Get a tetanus booster because you can get the bacteria. You know, anytime you get a puncture wound, you can get the
Yeah. Yeah,
bacteria.
yeah. You're supposed
Tetanus is
to.
bad. You get
Yes.
lockjaw, et
Yes.
cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, yeah. You don't want to do that. You don't mess with it. So
You don't want to mess with it.
Yeah.
So she's smart, a lot smarter than I am,
usually,
and she's telling me, you don't want to mess with it.
there you go.
Well, I'm a stubborn kind of person.
You're a stubborn.
I'm a stubborn kind of person.
Okay, I'm a
I was
stubborn.
going to use another word,
Josh,
and I realize your kids are in the room.
I'm a stubborn too.
You know,
I'm a stubborn too, bro. So I just wanted to make sure we were the same people that were talking about being a stubborn. So
we're all the same. We're both
there
stubborn.
you go. So being a stubborn
so
that
I'm
you
like,
are,
nah,
yeah,
I'm good.
yeah,
So being a stubborn that I am,
Mhm.
I'm like, nah, I'm good.
fine.
And she's like, what do you mean you're good? I'm like, well, I'm not worried about it. I don't have tetanus. And she's
Right.
like, well, how do you know?
Because I was wearing a mask.
It's like, well, yeah, exactly. Look, the dogs bit me before. This isn't the first dog bite incident. That's why we're doing training to begin with.
Right.
Dog bit me before. I didn't get tetanus. Dog bit me today. I'm not going to get tetanus. It's fine. I got a tetanus shot when I was a kid in the 80s. I'm sure it was more potent then. Everything was more potent in the 80s. It was fine.
So how did it? So how did that go over with the partner?
So she says, yeah. So this is the part where I'm probably going to end up on the couch, and you're going to have to give me some
Do you
relationship.
want to
advice.
sit
So
there? Or
she
do you want
says,
to transfer? Do you want to sit? You want to move over to the couch, or do you want to stay where you are? You're good.
let's go lay down.
Why don't you walk over here, bro?
Walk
Why don't you
over
just
here.
just have a seat down here. Get comfortable, bro. You know what I mean?
Kick up my feet.
Yeah, let your shoulders relax, brother.
I mean, you got this red velvet couch right here.
not
We could better make use of the red velvet couch.
It used to be a different color, but we'll get to that a different day. So yes, go ahead. Okay, so now that you guys are you're mid training of this puppy, which is an invested interest. You have invested interest. She has invested interest. And neither of you are wrong or right. An incident has occurred, and you are possibly with emotion about to have a conversation that also has direction and pride. But go ahead. Let's.
Yes.
This should.
The second point is the hard part.
So
So she says, promise me that you'll go get a tetanus shot. And this is where G already knows. This is where you lose me. So I say, no, I'm not going to promise.
I'm not gonna do that.
She's, why don't you want to get a tetanus shot? And I said, I'm not saying I won't. What I am saying is that I'm not going to promise that I will. My word is important to me. If I promise you that I'm going to do something, then I'm absolutely going to do it. And I don't want to break that by promising you that I will get a tetanus shot when I cannot guarantee that I will.
Because I don't want to. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm
Ultimately,
cutting
that is
in.
what it comes down to.
Well, I'm cutting in between when you guys are having a conversation, and she's trying to word trip you into saying why, and you're trying to unword trip her into saying because I love you, and both of you mind because he's a grown ass man, and he chose that his decision time is not ready to be made. Back up. But that I'm sorry. Back to the back in the room.
So that's no. So you exactly. So this is why you put me on the couch. You cut through it. So then it devolves into an argument at that point, right?
Right.
Because now
there's
neither one of us are getting what we want,
right.
and neither one of us are going about it in a manner that's going to get us what we want.
When how
so
elevated
we
how
just
elevated are the
argue about
emotions? How elevated are the emotions when the promise would not be accepted? When you were unwilling, I'm going to use that word, unwilling to relinquish your control over yourself. How were the emotions at that point?
Management informed me that I'd be sleeping in a different room that night.
Fair. Okay. All right. So the emotions were definitely in the room. If it's not like you guys were be able to have this cool, calm, collective conversation at this point. You guys have emotion in the room, and a disagreement that borders on health. I'm going to use that as a kicker. And okay, so that's just kind of where you're at. Okay, so you gave me all that before I start to talk in a weird voice that sounds like I'm from another country. Where did we end up? Where did we after the climax and there's possible room sleeping? Did we tame anything else in the room, or is that where we left it?
Well, we ended up, so that's where we left it that day. And I did, in fact, sleep in a different room. And we woke up the next day. We squashed it. We didn't talk about it. We just kind of moved on, squashed it, and we went about our weekend. And then there were some texts because that's my preferred method of communication. And it was
Preferred
like,
method of communication
something along
during arguments, or preferred method of communication
during
period?
tense
during
tense
negotiations.
conversation
Fair enough.
negotiations.
Yeah.
And it was basically along the lines of, I hope you make an effort to take as good a care of yourself as you do me and the dog.
Oh.
And what am I supposed to say to that?
Nothing.
There's
Shut
nothing
up,
I
because you're an
can't-
asshole. That's what you do.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I guess you know what, bro? You need to text somebody who's less clever than you, because she just put you in your corner because you said, "Oh, I want to
Every
text."
time.
She's like, "Oh, you want to text? Oh, you don't think I can spell, bro? Okay." Well, listen,
I told you she's smarter than me.
she's smarter than you, bro. That doesn't take much, especially for me or you. Well, okay, all right. Get comfy, dude, because it's simple. It's simple. 1, 2, and G. You let me know when I step out of line. Look, you can't ask somebody to care about you and then tell them, no, you can't have an opinion on my health. It doesn't. Those two don't enter the room together. I care about you, therefore I'm allowed to give you both information and shit on health situation. You don't like what I have to say, leave. And that's everybody says, fine, I'll stay. That's what everybody says. Fine, I'll stay.
Right.
Because they know that the person's only looking out for the best interest. That being said, ma'am, you're not allowed to take a man's pride and make him choose between his pride and his other pride. It just doesn't work, because you got us backed into a corner, making us trying to decide whether to listen to you, right or wrong, or just be stubborn. I don't know why men are weighted 70-30 in this issue, but we choose our own option every single time. We can get calm ahead. We can come back next day. You know what? You were right. Matter of fact, most of us can stand in that room and be like, you're right, before I leave, but I ain't going to say it. Why?
Exactly.
70-30. I can't help you. It's just how I'm wired. So I think it was you that sat me on the couch one day and talked about being emotionless and being able to squash things when you don't have the emotion in the room. But that being, you're grown adults. I see in a Kumite winner, I see a completely her. No one, no one's going to say that it's not a good idea to give good medical advice. And especially when it comes from the point of love, you can't backhand that. You can't have, I love you and I want you to take care of yourself. No, you can't, that doesn't work. But when it says, I want you to do something that's good for yourself, promise me you'll do it. And then you want to look at yourself like, well, I ain't going to say it if I ain't going to do it. I ain't going to say it if I ain't going to do it. So, no, that's a tough situation. I hope that after sleeping in separate places, you came to your senses, and you guys obviously, you squashed it and it was good. But dude, you bring up a good point, and that is the option to want to waver when your pride is on the line, and it doesn't really matter if you're wrong or right. You got a pride moment. I don't know what you want to call it, and to try to step off of that at times is difficult. And I say for most men, there's 3 here. Everybody agrees. I don't know, what other guys out there, but it's difficult to step off of that. But I also want to say you did the right thing. Calmer heads prevail. Take a moment, take a breath. Go for a walk. Breathe, everybody, and then take another look at it. Chances are it's probably not as bad as you think. It really, really, really isn't.
Yeah, and it wasn't as bad as it was in the moment. Obviously, I agree with you in that she is not at fault in caring about me and then wanting what's best for me. You can't fault someone for that.
Right.
As a responsible adult, I probably should do the healthy thing and seek medical attention when it's required or recommended. But also, as my father's son, don't tell me what to do.
I feel like a lot of times "should" is a bad word. You know, especially
Yeah.
because should never usually. I mean, it does come from yourself, but when should comes from off the lips of somebody else and hits your ears, and you're in the context, and someone's talking to you, you know, and like should, and that comes out. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's loaded. It's for sure a loaded word.
Yeah. Well, come on
All
back.
right.
Come on off the couch, man.
So-
Come over
so
here.
you're
Get off the
professional-
couch. Get off the couch. Come over here. Have a seat back down
Yeah.
at your chair here, bro. Because I think you got to have a
So your
chair.
professional opinion
Yeah.
is shut the fuck up and go see the doctor.
Absolutely. But don't shut the fuck up. Just go see the doctor. Yeah. Just go see the doctor. Which is fine. And then what do you have to worry about the next day? Just gloat, I guess, for a while. And see, I saw a doctor, man. See. Which is what men usually do. See, I did it. So now what?
No, I'm gonna go see the doctor and then be like, I had to do it for work. It was work related. This hospital was requiring me to get this before I could go in.
Most men, they'll just go see the doctor and not tell her. Ah. Oh yeah, I did it. Oh, I didn't tell you. Oh, it's fine. It's
No,
whatever.
I did it like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Didn't I promise you?
Didn't I promise you? No, because I did not. Because I will not. Because you know that if I promise you,
This word is bond.
then
That's right.
I'm gonna do whatever I can to keep that.
That's right.
All right, moving on.
Okay.
So that was Friday.
Yeah.
So Saturday, get up in the morning and dogs acting a little weird, a little lethargic,
Okay.
lot lethargic, and not eating, not drinking, doesn't want to go outside to the bathroom, nothing. And so this is a little weird. He's in his crate, which he doesn't usually like to be in. I approach the crate. He gets aggressive, showing teeth, growling. I'm like, all right, something's wrong here. This is not a usual situation.
Typical.
So we managed to get him out of the crate.
Okay.
He runs, hides under my bed. We do that routine. Manage to get him out from under the bed. Finally, I wrap him up in a blanket. I put him on my bed. So my dog has a degenerative joint issue in his back knees.
Okay.
This has already been established. His kneecap moves out of place. They call it like a luxation or something.
Man.
And so we've already consulted a surgeon. The surgeon evaluated him and said, he doesn't need the surgery yet, but if it keeps happening, we'll revisit it at that time. For now, manage with pain meds. Don't let him jump around. Don't let him go all House of Pain or crisscross.
All right.
All right, cool. So now I'm running through my head. Was he jumping around? Was he fighting with Hendertucky Hank? What led to? He's obviously something's wrong.
Does
I flip
Hendertucky
him
Hank?
on
Is
his
there
back.
food together? Or is it separate?
No, separate. Everything for Hank is outside. Everything for the dog is inside.
Okay. All right.
So I flip him on his back and I start doing the kneecap thing that they showed me.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta hold his knee, straighten his leg, and you can feel it pop in and out of place. You gotta and hold it, and you can feel it pop in and out. And
Bro, if you want to jerk your dog off, you jerk your dog off, bro.
viewers
I mean, if you want to make him feel better, just to sit there, and move his leg back and forward,
Yeah.
and you talk about his other leg, that's fine with me. Just tell me how you want to make your dog feel better, bro.
I mean, it was the injured leg, bro. What do you want me to do? You want to get into the rattlesnake discussion?
No,
You were bit by a
no,
rattlesnake?
I don't want to. No, it's fine.
All right. So anyway, I do the thing they showed me with his knee, and I can feel it pop in and out of place as I do it. And it's weird. It's a weird feeling to feel that.
But your dog thought
And
so too.
he's screaming
Yeah.
in terrible pain. And it's, I don't have kids, so this is like the closest thing I got. And I'm like heartbroken. I'm yelling, I'm sorry to the dog as I do it.
Yeah.
And so we decide, all right, we got to take him to the ER. Like, so there's serious injury here. Something's wrong.
Yeah.
Let's stop playing at home doctor and cough over the $150 and take him to the ER.
Yeah.
So we get all ready. We take him to the ER. We're driving to the ER. We pass the dog, and this is where I want to ask you if there's some correlation to having kids.
Okay.
So I'll remind me to circle back to that.
All right.
So we pass the dog park, and he perks up at the dog park, stands up, head out the window, smile on his face, tongue out,
Like
just like
Almost
brand
hit-
new dog. He's
almost-
having a good old time.
almost as if like he could smell the bitches.
Yeah. Like all of a sudden, wait a minute, I'm not in that much pain. We can
Yeah.
stop for a minute.
Y'all
Let's
smell
just
that?
check this out. You don't know.
Y'all smell that?
So
That's
so my
that's
partner
a that's a
notices. Yeah,
hey
that's
hey
purebred terrier right there.
y'all smell that? Sorry. On the way,
So
perked
so
up.
my partner notices this, pulls a U-turn,
Okay.
and is like, "We're taking him to the dog park.
Okay.
Like let's see how he reacts."
Okay.
We take him to the dog park, let him out of the car. The dude is happy as a pig in stuff.
Okay. You
The
just
dude,
couldn't play.
he
Couldn't
is-
you
he
couldn't
is-
get a pun of fun in there? You couldn't. It was he was just a pig and stuff.
I was trying.
I
No, I
was
couldn't.
deep.
Yeah.
What a pig's there's slop. It's fine. There's just a pig and something. All right, go ahead. He was
Yeah,
happy.
he's a pig and something.
He was happy.
He's a happy-
Insert
so he's a
pun.
happy
All right.
dog.
All right.
No more pain. He's smiling, he's sniffing, he's peeing on stuff, he's running, he's jumping.
Right.
He's brand new dog. Fixed him. Problem solved. We didn't take him to the yard. That's why we decided to go out that day. We're like, well, we got an extra $150. Let's go get tacos and margaritas. So is there a situation? Have you had a situation with your children where it's like, oh my God, this is an emergency, and then 15 minutes go by and it's like nothing ever happened?
Yeah. I mean,
G's got one.
Jeez. Well, I mean, so you're not gonna like what I have to say because it's very common. But the answer is when you have kids, and that's the. I mean,
I thought you were going to say kids are not dogs.
yeah, well, kids are not dogs, but I mean, when you have kids, the emergency happens often. It's like, how urgent is the emergency? And obviously, when emergencies happen, you react and you go to whatever lengths the emergency calls for. Kids, all three of my kids have been to the ER. All three of my kids have been to the ER, right? So at different points in life, something happened and you had to react. In what comparison are we putting this to the puppy?
I mean, so have you been on your way to the ER? Have you been about to go to the
And
ER?
then
Have you been
flipped?
considering it, and then it spilt milk Monday, it flip you for real, and all of a sudden there's not an issue?
I mean,
Like, I'm trying to think. When I was a kid, I was trying to. You remember the scary stories to tell in the dark?
yeah,
Dude?
yeah,
Yeah. So I was trying to make my own. I was trying to record, make sound effects.
Right.
I had my little boom box with the cassette tape with the tape over it,
okay,
so you can record over it. And I'm banging on the back window that goes from the backyard to the kitchen. And I'm banging on it, trying to make like I don't know, some
bang
sound I
noise,
was trying to
sound
get.
effect, yeah.
And I broke the window and pushed through with my arms and my face.
Oh, too hard.
And I flipped out. I thought I was gonna die. I thought like I slit my neck with glass. Nothing happened. I was fine.
Right.
There was not even like a scratch on me.
In the moment,
But kid brain was like, I just broke glass.
right?
This has got to be bad at some. So I run into my dad's room. My dad's home at the time because he was working graveyard. So he's home while my mom's at work. So I run into his room and I'm like, Dad, I'm freaking out. I'm like, this is what happened. I'm cut. I'm bleeding. I'm da-da-da. And he grabs me and he looks at me because, if your kid runs in, just imagine your kid runs in
Yeah.
and tells you
Yeah,
they're
John.
cut and they're bleeding.
Yeah.
Like, he
Yeah.
grabs me. He's looking me over. And,
Yeah.
and not a scratch on me.
Yeah.
And then life goes on. Clean
Right.
it up. Life
So,
goes on.
you know,
And so I was thinking, is there something like that?
yeah, no, see that happens, but you got to recognize one thing, that's perspective. Like your perspective as a child is that you just put your hands through glass. Now my kids have that perspective if they've tripped and fallen, if something has happened in their life, and they will run to me as if they've just put their hands through glass. That's happened many a times, and I look them over and I kiss them and I'm like, you're fine. You're gonna be just fine. Go ahead.
Yeah.
But the other one has happened too. I had a party one time and my son We had like those white tents that you rent for a party.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I had a white tent in my backyard, and I have a hill in my backyard. My son and his cousin were standing at the top of the hill, and they thought, if we roll our bodies down the hill, the tent will catch us.
Surely.
And we will be caught and coddled in the tent, and then it will just roll down. Well, there's about a 4-foot drop from the top, from my hill to the ground. And all I hear is the impact and the squeal. You know, I hear the crunch and I look over and instantly I know what's happened. Because from my perspective is the tent's there, so I see the child.
Is this during the party?
Yes.
Or after you still had the tent?
No, during the party, guests still here.
Okay.
So I see a child roll out from underneath the tent because he's come from the hillside, which is hidden underneath the tent and out now. And so it was like, pick child up, go to emergency room. Like, it wasn't even, there was no in between, and he could have been just fine in that context, and eventually he ended up being just fine. But it was like, big fall, emergency room, just AB. You know, I'm not even gonna.
So if you're on your way to the ER,
right, and he's
you're on
feeling
your way to the ER, and you pass a Thrifties,
right.
And
And my
like,
son
"Dad,
is
can I
like,
get
I want an
a
ice
scoop?"
cream. Yeah, I want an ice cream, Dad. I'd be like, what's 2 + 2? 5. Nah, we're gonna go to the ER still.
Close enough.
Yeah. But I think, you know, dude, I think it's interesting in your assessment. I mean, you're doing what the doctor told you to do. If it gets worse, but your problem is that you've made a decision and you've had to reverse course. And so now you're trying to deal with the guilt of, have I made the right decision? But reality is, you know, your puppy is probably not fine. I mean, he's got an issue that's going to unresolve itself and is going to come up again. I think he made a right decision on the day because that dog had a good time, sounds like, and he's doing better. And I
Well, I was gonna say maybe this is a reason why I'm not a parent, is because I didn't have any guilt.
Well, but
I was like, it's fine.
Well, but I think parents do that too. But you know, you're not unwilling to go to the emergency room. You see, and I think that's where you got to recognize is that you're ready to go, but it's fine if the skies clear up and it stops raining, put the umbrella away. You know, so. You know, I feel like you know that you're going to have to go back and have surgery on this at some point, and that's not really an option. It's a matter of when, and it wasn't that day. So let the dog run around and smell the dogs, because I know that's what he wanted to do, without a doubt.
All right.
So yeah, all right, I get that. I'll push it through. Dude, on this second part day, you went on the couch, and we also put the dog kid's perspective, which is always nice. That was the top of my 3 questions with a little bit of Tom Brady. I feel like that's a good complete double show. Got all our shout outs out from the first season, and we will be coming back Thursday with I think it's possible we're going to do a high five on Thursday. And see if we can't get in, maybe even a Tom Brady high five. We might have to throw Tom Brady in the mix, see what he's doing these days. Dude, anything else before we get out of here today?
No, I wanted to say that a lot of people are discounting the weekend's halftime performance.
Oh, we didn't get into the weekend
at the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah,
and I didn't think it was great. I didn't think it was his best performance. I've seen him live, and I thought he was great live when I saw him.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, most of these halftime, I thought it was more technical difficulties than him. We kept turning up the volume on the television because we couldn't hear him in the beginning. We could hear the music, but not the vocals. So I thought it was more on their end and less having to do with the Weeknd himself or his performance. You know, but what are you going to do? If he would have gone Janet Jackson on us, then maybe it would have been a great performance.
He would hit the top of the charts. I didn't get a chance to see it. I will definitely YouTube it to see, you know, if it was whatnot. But you know, two checks not cashed from the Super Bowl. The dude and I believe Sove said it was going to be a close game and wanted to watch the second half, which I didn't do, but it looks like I was the smarter person for that one.
Yes.
And the other check that wasn't cashed, evidently, is being told and reported, the halftime show didn't deliver, and there was a lot of hype behind it. And the weekend, it got a lot of hype behind it. And I still haven't seen it, but entertaining maybe. It lacked somewhere, dude. Okay, all right.
And shout out The Weeknd, because I love The Weeknd. He's one of my favorite performers. It just, everybody has a miss in them.
Yeah, I've had it myself, so I get it. Well, hopefully next time, better performance. All right, dude. Well, I feel like we can get out of here. Nothing left for today except for everybody who's out there. Have a great week. Make sure you figure out when COVID's over, because we still haven't figured it out. And we will see you then. Peace.
Peace.